Welcome back to the Ways Away Tour podcasting network with the still unnamed Deep Space Nine recap show. We got to figure out a name for this thing. My name is Moshe Hill, and I will only take 22% of the profits as long as they give me oo-mox first. We got Andy Schwartz and Nati Burnside. This is season 1, episode 7, Q-less.
We'll hit the wormhole in 18 minutes.
Puts the station on a collision course for disaster.
I just saw Q on the promenade.
Q here? All gone. Bring them back, Q. Now!
Is Q up to his old tricks?
My advice to you is to evacuate now.
Or is the destiny of Deep Space Nine even out of his control? On the next exciting episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah! All right.
I love they have to add in the next exciting episode of.
Dude, they didn't have the really good music this time. I was very annoyed.
Oh.
Like I was getting ready to do my head bobs.
Okay, to dance.
Yeah, I was ready for my dance. Didn't really work out.
I can't dance if I want to.
I guess it proves that I do not watch these little snippets in advance. I just put them.
Yeah.
I don't watch them before I put them on. I just make sure they are there. So guys, Q is back. I love Q. Andy doesn't like Q. Nati loves Q. Guys, we'll talk about Q. I want to put this.
Does Andy not like Q?
No, he has his moments, but
I posit that Q is underrated. That's right. Even though he is one of the most beloved Star Trek characters ever, I don't think enough praise is heaped upon him. I think we need to heap more and more praise on Q. That could be Q right now.
Heap. No, I mean, I think Q is pretty properly rated as one of the most beloved Star Trek guest characters, but I don't even think I've really heard many people ever say that they don't like Q. So can we get Andy to explain himself?
So I have two things to say about this. I don't hate Q. I think in this kind of episode, he's very good. I think my problem is I don't like the Star Trek episodes when they like go to the Holosuite most of the times, or like they go like the Robin Hood episode, or like, I just don't like it. That's not why I watch the show. I don't like it.
If you tell my 5-year-old son that you don't like that Robin Hood episode, he's going to be very, very upset.
Captain, I must protest. I am not a merry man.
It's like
that's his second favorite episode of Next Generation right there. Don't mess with him.
Like when you go on the Voyager and like every other episode is like Captain Proton. It's like, oh my god, I'm not watching Captain Proton. I'm watching Voyager. Like, to see aliens fight and like.
Okay, but I agree with you about Captain Proton. What does that have to do with Q?
So my perspective is that Q a lot of times in the episode he just goes to those super extremes, and they're just annoying. Like they get on your nerves and they get on the character's nerves, and he's just like so tedious. Like he could do anything and be anywhere, and just I don't know. It's annoying. It's just like that's not the essence of why I watch the show. It's like when I watch DC and Superman. Superman's too powerful. He's got every superpower. He's got everything. Like he's just like an annoyance.
Boo this man! Boo!
Yeah,
Boo!
It's my opinion. You'll have to.
I think there's only one bad episode with Q, and that's where he gives Riker the power of Q. That's the only episode I would be like, this is not great. But
it's more like
I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Yeah,
it's like more in the Next Generation. It's like they bring him back, but they don't really have plot lines for him, so they just kind of like throw him into the mix of things. I feel like a lot of times,
like Q-less is like one of the best episodes, and the end of Q-less is also great.
That's a great episode
when he shows up with the mariachi band. It's so good.
There are definitely good episodes. I just feel like it could be a lot.
All right,
another Q episode. Anyway,
the integration episode's pretty good too.
Well, okay,
he was great in this episode, though.
So he was great in this episode. So I did my homework, and I had to figure out when exactly this took place in all the Q appearances in the Star Trek timeline. But before we get to that, I need to ask you guys: is Dr. Bashir's story about his med school finals attracting women the most unrealistic thing in all of Star Trek? Star Trek has a lot of things that are not realistic. Bashir wooing women with the stories of his med school finals makes no sense. I don't buy it.
I was amazing, and I got second place.
What kind of woman falls for that?
Right. I'm not saying he's not smooth. He's incredibly smooth.
I think he's smooth, but with that story, that's not a good story.
A terrible story.
It's boring as hell. First of all. Second of all, women are into doctors because doctors make money. But Bashir doesn't make any money. So why are they into, like... They're not into him for being a doctor.
He saves lives. He saves lives. He's important. He's knowledgeable. Like...
But what kind of...
I'm pretty against Moshe in this case. I think that any time you're demonstrating your like superior intellect, and especially in the department of medicine where you're like Dr. Bashir, like frontier doctor who saves lives and cures diseases, I'm pretty sure like that works pretty well.
I mean, it works on you. I mean, you got pulled in by a superior intellect and a doctor. I mean, so it does make sense.
I hear Moshe's point though. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, he's very smooth and he's got great lines. Even in this episode, he's got great lines. But it doesn't make sense. Like, I was this, blah, 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 and I got second place. I
know. Like that's what being a salutatorian is all about. And he's like,
who gives a crap?
No one gives a crap.
I'll go find him. You know?
I know.
Is he on the ship?
We do have one moment with Kira. Kira does not have too many moments this episode, but I do like how she needs to get the hatch open, and she's like, gun, and it's like, Kira, calm down.
She also does it later on, like towards the end of the episode when they're in like the they're on the main deck and they're like, oh, what are we gonna do? And she's like, we could blow it up.
We can blow it up. It's like, Kira,
no, Kira, stop.
We're on a space station. Things. You can't keep blowing things up.
It's like the thing in one of the Q episodes, The Next Generation, where Worf like points his phaser at the view screen with like Hugh's face is on the view screen, and Picard is just like, Mr. Worf, do you plan on like blasting a hole in the view screen? Like, what's the plan here? Like,
she's like Yosemite Sam. Yeehaw! It's like, I'll shoot everything.
By the way, speaking of Q and Worf, I do need to mention that that two of the best lines in Star Trek are when Q is human and he's like, "What do I need to do to prove myself to you?" And Worf goes, "Die," and which is a great line by Worf. And then Q has the great singer back. "Oh, okay, Mr. Worf. Eat any good books lately?" Which I love. All right, so Vash shows up. Very excited to see Vash again. Vash.
Just to be clear, is it Vash or is it Vash?
It's definitely Vash, right?
It's definitely both of them. Yeah. Because they are both used all the time.
All right, so
literally, if you had a pie chart of like usage of pronunciation, it's 50-50 down the line. Unclear to pronounce her name at all.
Yeah, it's true.
So
you were saying about in the timeline of where this takes place. Ideally, this has to be at the last, like the end of basically, the Next Generation. Because it's been 2 years since they went away.
So I will get into that. But I also want to have
makes sense.
The timeline does make sense. I did look into it, because she specifically says that Q abandoned her. So obviously Q like left to go mess with Picard some more.
I'll be back.
I know he's like, Vash, I'll be right back. I just gotta go fuck with Picard for a little bit. But Vash shows up, and since we are not going to get into it because we're not getting to a TNG rewatch for at least several years. Where does Vash rank on the power rankings of Picard's girlfriends?
Pretty high up.
I think she's the highest for me.
Probably the highest. I mean, like, are we counting like all Picard love interests? So like, does like Crusher come in there, and then like,
Crusher does count, but she is the bottom.
What about like his wife from the Inner Light?
Yes, she does count it well. So, and the Screen Rant article.
Crazy.
Should I share it?
Everybody's crushing on Vash. Yeah, she crushes her for Picard.
I crush on Vash hard. I mean, Vash is awesome.
But she crushes on Picard.
I was actually really
Vash is like female space Indiana Jones.
Yes.
I actually was like really upset that I forgot her name, the actress who plays Vash, like doesn't really have, like, she had like a lot of like one-offs, like one episode here, one episode there. She never got like her own series. She was never like the third lead on like NCIS Omaha or something. You know, like so Vash, Jennifer Hetrick, okay? I think that's who the Screen Rant does it. Kamala, Famke Janssen, which I don't think counts, by the way. Because
Perfect Mate, that's a tough one.
With her, if we ever do get up to this episode in Perfect Mate, they definitely stole the Trill tattoos from this species.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely, stole some of that. Then you got the Inner Light, his wife.
So you gotta say, like, he married her for how many? They were married for what, 80 years?
He was married to her for 42 years.
Yeah,
yes.
That's a long time. So he's gotta love her.
Okay.
Like,
this page is like loading. Okay, so where do we stand on? I gotta turn this off. Where do we stand on Lieutenant Commander Nella
Darren?
Yeah.
What is she? The astrophysicist or whatever it is? Stellar cartographer.
Yeah, she's the stellar cartographer who they were hooking up the Jeffries tubes.
With the roll up piano.
Yeah, you love that roll up piano.
Anish.
Yeah. Loxwan Troy, I don't think counts, by the way.
That makes no sense. Loxwan Troy that's a fake thing. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But the Baku lady's a good one.
The Baku lady is a good one.
Which he then gets crap for in Picard. There's that scene where Picard and Riker are talking about like, oh yeah, hopefully the Federation will back us because we've saved the galaxy a whole bunch of times, and then the other captain who hates them is like, yeah, but you also guys like broke the Prime Directive like several times, including like sometimes for really crappy reasons, like you wanted to hook up with that chick on Baku. You're like, got it there.
But at the time, the Prime Directive didn't apply. But whatever. Because
it turns out it didn't apply because they actually were a post-warp species.
Exactly.
They just had chosen not to use technology, but didn't actually know that at the time.
Yeah.
So at the time, they thought they were breaking the Prime Directive, but they actually weren't.
All right, so Vash shows up. We see Q, and we go straight into the opening credits because the second you see Q, you're like, "Oh man, it is on! It is on!" So we walk around with Vash. Bashir obviously tongue-tied around Vash, of course. So any woman who can wear down Picard, by the way, she's like pretty awesome. So Bashir says, hold on, I wrote this down. We know nothing about the Gamma Quadrant. People are going to want to talk to you because we know nothing about the Gamma Quadrant. How do they know nothing about the Gamma Quadrant at this point? DS9.
Well, they do say that there are like these ships that they sent out that are in the Gamma Quadrant because they mention in Captive Pursuit that Tosk follows one back.
Yes, ships go out. They literally say earlier on, ships are going through here every single day.
Well, the question is, are they just like Discovery, like ships, like the types that are like exploring and like looking for new like worlds and stuff, or are they like everyday people, like archaeologists, just like going, on random ships? I think they're
trying. I guess they're trying to find. At this point, they did only have
for money.
Yeah, I think. Well, not yet, but I think at this point they only did meet one species from the Gamma Quadrant, which was the Tosk.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, again, I guess assume you're counting that as one species and not two, but yeah.
Okay, so sure, I will.
Space is pretty big.
So Sisko says he's going to do a background check on Vash, right? Now, I was waiting for it because later, it's surprising that Q is on board. So like, it doesn't really make sense. So there's two problems with this that I see. All right, one, why is it not official Starfleet record that Vash is with Q? Like, Picard knows Vash is with Q. How is he not put that, like, when you do a background check on someone and you research in the computer Vash, literally it's like last known associate Q. Like, wouldn't that be like a big deal? Picard,
I guess.
Picard should have mentioned that, right?
I guess, but it's also kind of like a personal thing. So like maybe he just like doesn't put it in the file.
That does not sound like Picard. And also, then there's the added thing of Sisko asks Miles O'Brien, what the deal is with Vash, which, by the way, great little thing between Sisko and O'Brien, where he's like, "Oh yeah, they were involved," and Sisko is like, "It doesn't seem like they would be together," and O'Brien's like, "The captain likes a good challenge, sir," and it's like, oh man, that was a great line about O'Brien.
Picard.
But he doesn't mention Q. And I was like, does O'Brien not know about Vash and Q? But then later in the episode, O'Brien's like, yeah, Vash went with Q after the whole Sherwood Forest thing. And it's like, well, how do you not mention that?
Right.
Like, she's stuck in the Gamma Quadrant. Yeah. Last I heard, she was with Q. Like, so it's not in the record, and O'Brien doesn't bring it up. That just seems like a nitpick. Like, I'm picking that nit.
Do you think Q wants to be Picard? Like he idolizes him almost?
Oh yeah.
Or he just wants to bother him. Like
no, he definitely
like a fun adversary.
Well, here's the thing about Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager, but like really Next Generation. And I don't think Kurtzman Trek does this, but like Berman Trek definitely did. It's a human supremacist show. It's like humans are the peak. Like, humans are the best. Humans are amazing to the point where Q, when he could have been anything, decided to be human. And it's like, there is something about humanity that Q
that makes sense.
That attracts Q. That Q loves.
Right.
Where
he's learning, and then they happen to be the main species in that world, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta say of the Federation, if that's the main planet, like there's got to be a reason, you know.
Yeah, and I think that just like Vulcans have logic and Klingons have battle, humans have like exploration, you know, and that's why they
gumption.
Like, yes, gumption, explanation. I don't know.
I think it's interesting because there's that exchange between Q and Data at one point where Q is talking about like being human as being like a punishment, I think, and then Data's like, that's my goal.
Yeah.
There's that weird exchange where it's like, you've like completely taken for granted everything that I want to be.
I mean, the whole concept of Q, it's like he knows everything already. So is he learning these things, or is he curious and exploring in his own way, or is he just like being an a-hole and being like, I want to F with Picard?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't know everything. That's the whole thing about Q.
I mean, old? He's old though. He's thousands of years old.
So hold on. So
what?
Because now we're getting to like the whole like how does being a Q even work, and like we've all been the Scarecrow. Like the whole thing that's like, does being a Q actually make sense? Like, not really. Like they've been, because they say things as if time is immaterial, and they've been around for forever, and like will be around for forever, and they're immortal, and like they've at any given time, like they've been to the future. It's not like Qs exist in the present. So once you exist outside the timeline, everything gets like really fuzzy, because it's like, well, what does like anything mean when you know how everything's going to happen? So yeah, that's the problem with introducing characters that like exist outside the timeline.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's the same with the prophets, like not understanding like corporeal existence and timelines, and it's just
they're just an alien species that's never been a thing for them, and nobody has ever bothered them, so they wouldn't know about it. Like,
also, how big is the continuum? Like, how many beings are Q, and are they all the same built being or not? Like, what are the rules of the continuum? I mean, they get into this a little bit more in Voyager with like the continuum war and stuff like that, you know.
Plus, you have to assume like, yeah, they say that Q's reproducing is infrequent, but like, how are they created in the first place? And then like,
Hashem.
What does created mean when you've ostensibly been around since like the Big Bang?
Yeah, well, we
And,
know.
like,
Yeah, we know of a few other things.
Were they all created at the same time as the Big Bang? And if so, like, why is there that number of them? And then they've been around for ostensibly forever, but nobody's procreated. Like, there's so many questions that don't make any sense. You're just like, all right, like, I don't know.
I have a big question about Vash.
Yeah.
Because she's an archaeologist. You know, she's Indiana Jones essentially.
Yeah.
Except that she sells the items instead of giving them to museums. Like,
Yeah.
But she's a thief, and she's a known thief that's been caught many times.
Well, she's a thief in the sense that she doesn't abide by rules when it comes to archaeology sites. Like, she goes where she's not supposed to and steals artifacts.
Right, which is illegal, especially on those. Meaning, like, if Beta Z is
But
part
isn't
of
that also like Indiana Jones, kind of?
if Beta Z is part of the Federation, is it? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Right.
Beta Z, yeah.
So then, if you go to Beta Z and you steal their stuff, aren't you technically stealing from the Federation in a sense? Like, if she's banned from the Daystrom and she's banned from, Betazoid, shouldn't she be banned in all of the Federation?
Well, no, because every Federation planet still operates under their own,
but if you have
their own
somebody
thing.
who's a thief, that should be like the number one thing.
Yeah,
like, okay,
she
this
should not be
person's
able to get any work in the Federation. My question about Vash is, why does she need money?
Why do you need money?
Especially since, by the way, it's one thing to need money.
See his face like blowing up.
I know. The funny thing is like Vash actually, if it makes sense that she needs money if she's going to continue her lifestyle of living outside the Federation. But she actively says throughout the episode, "I'm going to go retire on Earth, so I need to make some money." And it's like, that's
no, you don't.
Does that how? But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: if you show up on Earth with 500 bars of gold pressed platinum, then can you get more? Can you get like a Picard vineyard, like, or how do you get an apartment? You know what I'm saying?
There's probably a lot of illegal things, especially in the universe, that you could get that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get. So, like, you're assuming she can get anything she needs. Like, the Federation has A, B, and C.
Yeah.
It's like medical. Like, you get, you break your leg, we'll take care of you. But like, they're not going to give you like all these insane things.
Like, you grew up in a Federation colony on near the Cardassian border, and they're like, okay, you can't be here anymore, and you're like, fine, screw it, I'm going back to Earth. You go back to Earth. How do you get a house in the Fed? Like, how does this work?
Dude.
Like,
you apply for.
Like, I want to move back to West Hempstead. Like, that's where my great grandfather Moshe Hill lived before we moved out to the demilitarized zone. Like, how do you get a house in West Hempstead? Are there houses in West Hempstead? Like, how does this work?
If your family owns land, can you get rid of it?
I don't know.
Can you? And just like an admiral will make more than a captain who makes, like they don't.
Nobody makes any money. It's ridiculous. Right. So here
credits. I mean, they talk about it like.
So they have the Vash Q argument, which, by the way, I was trying to think of another example of such a long scene between two non-main characters in the entire series, in any series, in like TNG, Voyager, DS9. Nati, wake up. And
I'm actually looking down at a book.
Why are you looking at a book?
Because the Star Trek book.
Why are you looking at a Star Trek book? my eyes are up here.
Grokkapedia.
DS9 book.
Nati, it's so annoying. This is why I quit that last podcast we did together. You're the worst podcast partner, like, ever. You get too distracted. So it's a good thing nobody watches this, because otherwise the comments would be like, "Who's that guy? Why does he keep falling asleep?" So, can you think of another scene in which first of all, the zingers that went on in this scene between Vash and Q is an all-timer.
Love it. The banter.
She's
phenomenal with the banter.
She's like, so good.
On another level,
yeah.
of just like smooth operator,
I know.
Like, really? Like she puts Bashir to shame.
I love it. I like so two of my favorite lines.
I'm shocked they never made her more of a recurring character.
They should have gave her a show.
Yeah, like they should have made her like this would have been an idea of like, oh, let's like find out different stuff about the Federation and like other
like
worlds.
Vash
I do wonder. Well, I do wonder if like Vash is like the precursor to Cassidy Yates.
Well, Cassidy Yates is like what? Cassidy Yates is like a cargo pilot.
No, I'm saying like the captain can't have any type of romance with anybody in a uniform. So he's got to have like some sort of, but he's also not going to be attracted to like some random civilian with a boring job. So it's got to be like something that like the captain's going to find really interesting. So it's got to be like Cassidy Yates or Vash or something like that. I think like
we're going to get into this, but there's literally nothing that Sisko and Cassidy Yates have in common except for a mutual love of baseball. That's their entire relationship.
Sisko and who?
Cassidy Yates.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cisco's love of baseball is
that is their entire relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on. My two favorite lines from this argument between Vash and Q was "You're arrogant, you're overbearing, and you think you know everything." And Q replies, "But I do know everything. That makes it even worse." That reminded me of Nati, by the way. Nati, you're arrogant, you're overbearing, and you think you know everything.
I do know everything.
That makes it even worse.
It's not my fault.
And then I love this when they were arguing back and forth. They weren't exactly thrilled to see you on Brax either. What did they call you? The god of lies? And Q replies, they meant that affectionately. Which is so good.
Have any other non is Q the most like having appeared in like Star Trek episodes throughout more than any other character? Guest appearances, yeah, non-main character.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you can't really say that because like Gold Dukat is in like 35 episodes. He's like,
but he's like a minor.
Is he a recurring character versus a guest character? Like, you know,
it's a good question. I guess.
Like,
yeah, but it wouldn't even be Dukat necessarily. It might be like,
but Dukat's a minne minor character,
or like
like Gowron. Like, how many episodes is Gowron in? Or like Martok, or like what's the name? Tomalak. You know, Tomalak.
He's not in the
Tomalak's in a bunch of episodes. Yeah, is Garrick
no,
like
Garrick's in the cast. Garrick's in the cast.
This is like the Dion Waiters Award.
Guinan, Wayun.
Like the rewatchables, they have the Dion Waiters Award. Like, are they showing up too much?
Moshe has said the words Dion Waiters because he has no clue who Dion Waiters is.
No idea who that is.
He's not just
zero.
I've listened to 400 episodes of the rewatchables. I still have no idea who Dion Waiters is. He's not even playing anymore, right?
You understand how weird it is for me to hear you say Dion Waiters' name. I'm like, there is no chance you know who Dion Waiters is.
But the only context I have for Dion Waiters, the only context I have for him is the rewatchables.
Right.
I have no basketball context.
Who that is?
I know he's a basketball player. That's it.
Accurate.
And he shows up and scores like 20 points and then sits back down.
It's more that when he appears, he attempts to be the person the game is about.
Is he even in the league anymore? He's not in the league anymore, right?
No.
For a long time.
Is he even like playing in China anymore? I don't know. He is very much like Gold Dukat though. It's like when he shows up, he's like, this episode's about me.
And I banged Kira's mom.
Q's got like the most out of any non-main character, like because he has like centric episodes around him.
Yeah, when he shows up, it's a Q episode, and it's. So I do love the when Bashir comes in. First of all, there's two people come into this scene. There's Quark, and then there's Bashir, and so Quark, she immediately starts giving oo-mox to Quark, which is disgusting.
Insane, absolutely insane, completely inappropriate, totally insane.
Like, just imagine it's like 50-50, and it's like I'll just start, and it's like all right, 25%. It's like, it's crazy. And then I love it when Bashir shows up and Q stands behind him and makes faces, which is so good. I love it. I really love it. They're so good. And then
I'm assuming oo-mox is allowed in public. It's like it must be like
there's an episode not that long from now when Dax does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. It's one I would assume that for like non-Ferengi who do not get stimulated by earlobes, it's not as weird for them to do it to a Ferengi.
Is it like when a woman, like my wife, when she scratches my head with her nails and it feels really good? Is it like that where like it's not inappropriate, but it feels really good?
Andy, tell us all of your erogenous zones right now. List the top 5. Let's go.
Should I start
I
from
am
the
here
bottom
for
up?
it. Yeah, I am here for it. Let's hear all the erogenous zones of Andy Schwartz.
When someone takes their
7
pinky and picks my boogers.
Oh, dear Lord. We are posting this on YouTube.
Okay, fine.
All right. No, but yeah, it's like for Ferengi, it's like it's their spot, you know. It's like, but it's not they don't actually procreate from the ears. It's just that they. So it's
it's sensitive.
But it's an erogenous zone, and for a non-Ferengi, they're like, screw it. Like I'll touch these things. Why not? Like it'll get me what I want. But them doing it in public, it actually reminds me of the episode The Office, like the cold open when Phyllis is listening to like 50 Shades of Grey on audiobook, and everyone in the office is like, Phyllis is getting visibly aroused in the middle of the office, and this is really uncomfortable. Like we have to stop her listening to this audiobook. So yeah, it's great. I love Q as the Bajoran waiter telling Bashir to go take a nap.
That's great.
And O'Brien.
I love that he also. Yeah. I love that he doesn't appear for the rest of the episode. He's just like he's gone.
He sleeps for the rest of the episode. I love it. And I love when O'Brien sees Q and he's like, "Uh-oh, Q's here," which he goes to tell. All right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So let's talk about Q and Sisko, okay? So first of all, Q sees Sisko and changes uniforms. Like, I love that.
Awesome.
He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize there's new uniforms." Like, he changed them. So Q does like the most basic of all of his tricks, which is making everyone disappear, and Sisko loses it on him, like immediately.
Sisko's like, "I am not dealing with this shit." Like,
yeah,
I am not.
Like, Q put Picard in front of the Borg, and Picard's like, "Q. Like, that's not nice." But he maintains his cool.
The weirdest thing is that, like, is that Sisko, like, obviously has, like, read these briefings about Q.
Yeah.
And yet, he's been in a briefing where somebody was like, so, like, Picard, he was, like, facing off with Q, and Q's like, "Oh, yeah? Well, like, how about you meet the Borg?" And Sisko's like, "Yeah, I feel like I want to antagonize this guy."
Yeah.
What? Why?
I know.
Doesn't make any sense. Like, why would this be the person you want to antagonize?
I know. He's like, well, I guess he's like, this actually like goes to the point that I was making in the premiere, which is Sisko is the anti-Picard.
Yes.
Like, like, Picard maintains his composure and argues with Q, and Sisko's like, "No, I'm not doing it that way." So he's hearing this and he's like, "Well, obviously Q doesn't respond to a composed Picard, so let me try something else," which is grab him by the lapel and then when Q turned into the boxing match, just punch him in the face. You struck me.
Punched me.
You struck me. Picard never struck me. I am not Picard. Oh, I have to put off that. Let me look for it for a second. That thing I sent you guys of the messed up scene between the two of them. Hold on, I'm finding it. I'm gonna put it up.
While you're finding that,
yeah,
there's a scene when Quark walks in and they're in the middle of a when Vash and the Q are talking, and he's just like disappears, and he's like, "What?" And he's like gone.
I love that.
A second later, he just comes back and he's like, okay, I guess that was the thing. Like, he doesn't even notice it.
I know.
Didn't talk about it.
Man, we talk a lot because I'm still scrolling back on the text I sent to you and I haven't found it yet. Oh my god. I love that. Hold on. So while I'm still looking for that.
Also, Vash shows a necklace and it's like, so first of all, this whole vault thing on DS9, is that like a Starfleet thing or that's like a separate bank?
The assays office.
The assays office is like a thing at like every space station.
Yeah, except for the fact that it constantly gets robbed, and I was making a joke that's like the assays office is like Hogwarts, no safer place. And it's like, yeah. Hold on.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so nobody checks though that to make sure that there was like nothing of like no issues. Of, like, bringing stuff off.
That is
like
that is crazy. You could bring anything onto this station. There's
the weird thing is that like inventory all the items, and then it doesn't inventory the last item for obvious reasons. But like the computer just like doesn't inventory the last item at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
One magic alien ball.
Glowing energy stealing.
Hold on.
I love how they're like, oh, a gold necklace. Gold is not a thing in the universe. It's like it just happens to be a necklace. Like,
well, in this case though, it's not about
artifact.
What it's right. It's about it where it's from. It's not about what it's made of.
Hold on. Here we go. You ready? Hold on.
Bring them back, Q. Now. Or what? What? You'll ravish me? Ravish, I'm sorry. I might.
I love that.
Sisko's great. Sisko's got like
Avery Brooks is amazing. I love Avery Brooks.
Yeah, great
actor. You'll ravish me. Ravish.
Is the only reason that she gets away with selling these items in like on the ship is because the ship's basically about to explode? Like,
oh
no,
I'll get
because
like, she wants to sell them, but like I'll get into. I have a long thing about the ship about being to explode.
Well, the real question is like, are there any like actual laws? And I think the answer is no. Like, it's one of these things where it's like,
are there any actual laws? No.
So Quark is able to like run this like auctions.
Yes.
And it's like the stuff in the auctions may be like stolen, or also could be like artifacts from like places where they're like the equivalent of like blood diamonds, where you're like not allowed to have like taken them out of the place they're in. But
Odo talks about it for like 30 seconds.
Joran laws against this, so then therefore Odo can't like shut down the auction. So
I know
Quark's like allowed to do it, and then he just takes a cut of whatever the auction makes. Yeah. And you're like, it seems weird because it seems like there's not a lot of laws on the station.
That's why it's Deadwood in space. This is the Wild West. Like that's what the whole thing is. Yeah. And by the way, I do love how the latinum plated bucket almost convinced Odo. Odo is like, oh, that actually sounds pretty good. I do like that. So I also love Q. So they're trying to figure out what this whole thing is, and Q is just in ops, like messing with everyone. Calls Sisko Benji, and okay, so he says, claiming
that part's pretty good.
That's great. He claims that the Enterprise crew would have solved this hours ago. Fact check, true.
He even says the words technobabble, I believe. Q says like they're like talking in like classic like Star Trek technobabble, and Q's like, Picard and his crew would have solved this technobabble hours ago.
Yeah.
And then, like, did you see the word technobabble in an episode of Star Trek?
And then he looked at O'Brien, and he's like, "I remember you. One of the little people." And it's like, fact check, true. Like, oh my god. So now, okay, I have a bunch of nitpicks for the end of this episode. All right, because the end of this episode makes no sense from a logical perspective. All right.
To be clear, during the episode, the whole thing makes no sense. Like when they're trying to like figure out what's causing it, it's like, well, it started on a runabout. So like,
We
that
know it
goes
should be
down to, like, whatever was on the runabout,
Yes.
which is very few things.
I know.
like
there
they ignore that.
3 people on the runabout. Did you guys bring anything back with you?
And one's a known archaeologist who steals priceless artifacts.
I know.
Yeah, they just completely ignore like the process of elimination by this having started on the runabout.
I know. It's like we need to stretch this out for a few minutes, so we need to like just ignore process of elimination, which they do on Star Trek every so often. They do that in. Oh, they actually do that on Deep Space Nine more than other times. Like when they all go to the Bell Riots in the Bell Riots episode, when they're literally like just traveling and they're like not using any logic to figure out where they're just guessing like where we should travel to. We'll get to that. But the big nitpick I actually have, which is O'Brien suggests to shut down main reactors. Sisko says transfer life support to emergency backup and shut everything else down. And O'Brien says boop 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 boop, done. And it's like, that seems like a lot of things to do that you can't do directly from your console. That should not be like a 4-action command to shut down all power to the station except for like emergency backup life support. Then there's the thing where later they run to the promenade to see what's going on, and the promenade's happening. They're 3 minutes away from getting into the wormhole and getting the ship being torn apart. They're not evacuating the station. They're letting this
I was gonna say that.
They're letting like this auction go on in the middle of Quarks. Like what they literally said 3 minutes to go, let's run to the promenade. People are walking around the promenade like nothing's happening.
Eating lunch, you know.
There are the people who, like, no matter what is happening, when they hear a fire alarm, they're sure it's a test.
Yeah.
Like what really confuses me is, like, first of all, this is a thing that you know, I'm sure we'll discuss more, but I have a constant nitpick about the timing of things in Star Trek, where like there's sometimes like they clearly like mess around with how long things take just because like they have to like fit something into the script. Like people like one of my favorite ones is on Enterprise. Like the show on Enterprise, on like Archer's ship. The ship is really small. Like no one should be in a turbo lift for more than like 12 seconds. But there's like scenes that take place with the conversations in a turbo lift. Right. And you're like, where are you going?
But not
like, it's the same thing with Deep Space Nine, where it's like there's things where like conversations will take place and you'll be like, I don't think this timeline makes any sense anymore. Like you guys, and I believe there's actually an episode. Didn't we already do that episode? Maybe the one with Odo and with the guy killing his clone. It's like if you look at the star dates, the episode takes about 12 days, and you're like, I watched that episode. There's no way that was more than 3 days. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
By the way, I didn't even go through my Stardate list. All right. So, before we finish the episode.
Just a quick thing.
Yes.
When they're bidding and Q's in the back, it's like 2,501. Like, it's just like, F you.
I love it.
Just I know. Like throwing it out there. It's so good.
A million!
So good. A million.
I love it. By the way, Q owes Quark like a lot. 22% of a million, like 220,000 bars of gold press latinum. I mean, he didn't get the merchandise in the end, so I guess he doesn't. All right, so Cupid.
Beings have pockets.
Yes, Cupid, which is the Sherwood Forest episode, where we see Vash and Q, was on Stardate.
I've seen it many, many times. Recently.
Andy's favorite episode. Episode 4, Stardate 44741.9, which is September 28th, 2367. All right? True Q, which is the next time you see Q in terms of Stardates.
That's the Amanda Grayson episode?
Yes. That's with the child of Q, Amanda Grayson, was between 46192.3 and 46193.8, which is March 12th, 2369. So that is approximately 18 months later. All right? So basically, what seems to have happened was, and then this was on 46531.2, which is July 13, 2369. So that's another 3 months after that. So basically, what seemed to have happened was Q was taking Vash around the galaxy, basically abandoned her in the Gamma Quadrant when they got into a fight, abandoned her in the Gamma Quadrant, and she found some humans and heard about the wormhole, found some humans, and hitched a ride back. That's what seems to have happened.
Yeah, there's no way Q also, by the way, is going to be like, is just going to leave her alone. That's just not Q's style. Like, he'll go and like do other things, but
it's totally Q's style.
No, I don't think Q's going to leave Vash stranded in the Gamma Quadrant. It's not a coincidence that Vash ends up running into the only other humans in the Gamma Quadrant and getting a ride back.
Yeah, I guess not. All right, but he did abandon her to go.
What are the odds that she meets humans and hitches a ride?
Oh, like 1,000,000 to 1. Like, it's very
more.
obvious that Q was kind of set it up.
Why does that alien need to be in space to turn into it to fly away? It can't be on the ship. Like, is it trying to save the planet? Like, I don't get it. They beam it into space.
I always figured that it was like some sort of like that the box. I always assumed that like the box was kind of like a Pokeball kind of situation that like someone had invented to like trap the being
Space
to like carry it
Mantis,
around.
I choose you.
And then like I thought that was kind of like
you too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But obviously, it did not want to stay cooped up in that Pokeball.
Yeah, that weird little space mantis thing. Did you guys notice Vash's earrings that go into a necklace?
No.
By the way,
pretty cool though.
That was weird. Like in her outfit when she. I also did not like when Q was trying to convince Vash to join him, and he made her like older and like sicker. And like that was weird. That was creepy, even for Q.
It's straight out of Damn Yankees too.
He's kind of stuck though. He's like,
can't say I saw that.
He wants his way, and she's not giving it to him.
Yeah.
I've never seen Damn Yankees.
No, I don't remember it.
Lola, the chick that the devil uses to like seduce people or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's really like super old and decrepit and ugly, but the devil makes her like super attractive. So when she's like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore," because she doesn't like working for the devil's like, "Oh, I could always like turn you back to what you really look like," and then like turns her back to what she really looks like, and it's a very similar type of scene.
Does this have anything to do with the baseball team?
Yes, you guys root for a baseball team that is evil, and that's your fault.
Question for you.
Especially both of you whose parents both rooted for the Mets, including Andy, whose middle name is literally a Mets player. And you decided to root for the Yankees because you guys are both evil.
My parents are both Yankee fans. Die hard. We've had season tickets for 30 years. Anyway.
I hate to break it to you, Nati, but
Mets player.
I do like tobacco winter. Yeah.
Latinum.
How's that going this century, by the way?
Is this the first time we really start discussing Latinum as a payment form? You know,
you're an Orioles fan, dude. Like, whatever. All right, what?
Gold pressed Latinum.
Yeah.
Is this the first? Isn't it a liquid in the middle of gold, or is it like a metal in the like?
It's a liquid that's in a hollow space in gold.
Correct. It is a very valuable. There are very tiny amounts, and I mean like little tiny droplets of a very expensive liquid suspended in a huge bar of gold, just to make it large enough that you can like handle it, because otherwise you'd be using like a little tiny dropper, basically.
Right. So that's fine. But how would you make a Latinum bucket for Odo?
Yes, a Latinum plated bucket. I think they're assuming it's a gold pressed Latinum plated bucket.
Yeah, you're coating it in gold pressed Latinum.
Like Latinum is also, when they say just Latinum, it's like literally just saying gold pressed Latinum but quicker. It's a way of saying gold pressed Latinum.
No, they don't mean actual Latinum, because Latinum is so expensive in such tiny little quantities you couldn't do anything with it.
We only see actual Latinum one time.
Yeah.
Which in Who Mourns for Morn.
In one of Mikey's other famous episodes. He loves Who Mourns for Morn.
I love the betting on Sisko and Q in the brawl.
No, that was great.
What you got?
I know. And Quark bets on Sisko.
Yeah,
Not
he
bad.
got him again.
I mean, he doesn't really know what Q is capable of. So
He gets 5 full press platinum.
yeah, 5 bars.
$5, baby.
I know. They have a issue with the latinum prices, like just like Harry Potter has the issue with what galleons are worth.
Yeah, it doesn't
Because
really-
because like at some point Quark is like really hard pressed to have like 10 bars of latinum. And now they're just like throwing out these bars. I don't think they figured out the slips and strips yet.
What is Nati, this is a technical question. The diagnostic levels of a spaceship, are there different, like they talk about diagnostic levels 1, and that's like I guess like a full like.
Well, it's probably all just about like how like in depth the scan is that you're doing. It's the same thing as if you were like, you know, like doing stuff to a hard drive of a computer. There's like several stages of things you could do. It's the same thing, I think. It's like you could do like a higher level diagnostic. It's going to take longer because like the processing power needed is more.
Yeah, interesting.
So I have a question. If you were to pick 3 things that happened in the course of human history that made Earth more interesting than it is in the future, would those 3 things be the Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition, and Watergate? Are those the big 3 you're going with?
I wouldn't say they're the big
Probably
3.
not.
I know. Like, what would the big 3 be? I mean, granted, this show was made in 1993, but like, I think if you were doing it now, I think the Trump administration would definitely be one of them.
It's kind of crazy that like
Like
in
the
the
Crusades,
entire history of the world, the whole like.
it was much more interesting 1,000 years ago. The Crusades, Spanish Inquisition,
Crusades.
Watergate. I'm going to be frank. Watergate's not that interesting.
No, not anymore.
It's on the level of the Crusades and the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, seriously. Or World War I, 2.
I know.
And World War 3, 2026. They say.
Oh baby!
Gotta be careful.
Well, I'm turning 40 in 2 weeks. That means I'm not draft eligible anymore, suckers.
Nazi, we're getting drafted. Yeah, I don't think
Tough one. Wonder how I'll get out of that.
Yeah, that's true. And Nati's fine. You're screwed. Tough one. Nati, did you have to fill out a draft card when you were 17?
Probably.
Yeah, everyone does.
I shall fight.
You're
My
going to
country.
fight? There you go. All right. So, and then Bashir, the episode ends with Bashir just coming back up, waking up.
It's amazing.
All right. Any last thoughts on the episode?
It's a good episode.
Yeah. Nati, any last thoughts?
I did kind of wonder like why this was the only Q episode of DS9 and why they basically transferred Q to being like a Voyager character. I guess it's kind of like Q like works better with Voyager because Voyager's in like so much unexplored space, and so Q can always like hold over their heads like I could take you home and blah 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 blah. But like,
well, here's the
I
thing:
don't know.
it doesn't
There's
really
also
make
a lot more
sense.
Borg in that show. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense that Q shows up anywhere except for Enterprise. So you need to have like kind of an excuse for him to show up here, and so like Vash being here is like okay, that makes sense that Q shows up. It doesn't make sense like because otherwise he would have to like be visiting all kinds of Federation ships, right? But no, he's particularly obsessed with Picard. Like he's not really into just going to random Federation ships.
Yeah.
Except for
yeah, I mean the Voyager thing starts because they find Quinn in the asteroid.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
he's drawn to Voyager. He's not going to visit. Same thing here. He's not going to visit. He doesn't like Sisko. He doesn't like care what Sisko has to say. He likes Picard. You know?
They have fun.
They do have fun together. He did.
Just like us on this podcast.
Just like us. All right, boys. We have had a good time. Should we talk about Survivor for 1 minute?
I just started the 15th.
Not a separate podcast.
Separate podcast? All right, maybe we'll do that. Should we do it Saturday night? I may have to watch the episode again to take some notes, but I really don't want to because I'm not super into Survivor.
you want me to host that one?
Yeah, Nati, you could host that one. If you want to do that, you could host that one.
Yeah. Andy, did you see you haven't watched it yet?
I literally was just watching like 10 minutes of it. It's very long. It's like
Why is it? Yeah, it's over an hour.
It's because they switched to doing 90-minute episodes 3 seasons ago because the strategy got so complicated that like literally you couldn't understand the show anymore when it was an hour long. Like people were complaining. They were like, I don't understand how they came to that.
Yes, I wouldn't be able to understand what's going on if I didn't know that the guy pooped his pants. All right.
And he's gone.
All right.
Adios. It's a pleasure as always.
See you out there.